you now have access to one of the most powerful indicators on the market that has helped traders like myself and other analysts on our team see unbelievable profits in the market. So your first step is going to be obviously to complete your purchase. And now that you've done that, we're going to head right on over to TradingView.com. You're going to go ahead and click right here to log into your free TradingView account. If you don't have one, it's a very simple process to set one up. Go ahead and do that. And then we're going to head on over by clicking right here to look up the Apple stock chart. TradingView is a very powerful platform that can be used to track any publicly traded company. It's one that I personally use and love because of its power and versatility. So our first step is going to be head over right here to indicators. We're going to go ahead and click invite only scripts. You have now been given access, given that you purchase, and you should see StocksBuddy listed right here. You're going to go ahead and give that a click. Now that you have, you're going to see that this notice has come up here indicating that we need to click a disclaimer. So to do that, we're going to highlight over where it says StocksBuddy right here below the ticker. We're going to click the gear icon, and as you can see right here is the disclaimer that this is not telling you to buy and sell stocks as an advisor would. It is simply giving you a powerful technical charting tool to make those decisions on your own. Once you click this disclaimer, you will see a number of things pop up, which we are going to walk through in a moment. We're going to start here on this screen. One of my favorite elements that we've built into this indicator is that it gives you the capability to use this as an absolute beginner, as you can see right here, an intermediate trader. So someone's got a little bit of experience, some technical analysis knowledge, maybe some fundamental understanding. And most importantly, it scales with you as you grow as a trader until the advanced stage, which is phenomenal and can be used for any trading strategy. I personally like using advanced for the high risk day trade scalping strategy, but we're going to start with the beginner because I think that is one of the best places to begin, and it's also one of the most profitable. Given that it's set on beginner sensitivity, the moves are going to be more pronounced. There will be a greater threshold of movement from the bear or bullish signal, and most importantly, my favorite feature, as you can see right here, this blue line, this beautiful blue line is our dynamic stop loss puck, which adjusts itself automatically based on the price action of each day. So as it takes in more data, it moves itself to adjust your risk based on the bear or bullish alert given by the indicator. So we're going to just go ahead and take a quick look back just to give you a little further validation to show you are in the right place. You can see all of the indications given by the StocksBuddy indicator throughout Apple's lifetime on the chart dating all the way back to 2019. With the bull signal listed at about $38 a share, Apple then proceeded to run to about $54 a share, almost a 100% increase in less than 3 months. It's phenomenal. You can back test it all you want to validate the results. I trust it. I use it daily in my trading, and there's a reason that thousands of other customers just like you have made the leap. Try the system. This system is going to make your trading life very simple, very easy. Most of all, it'll be minimally time consuming. If you're anything like me, I have kids, I have other responsibilities. I don't have 6 hours a day to sit down and dial into all these stock charts like I'd love to. So I use powerful tools like this StocksBuddy indicator, that time up and press what usually takes 6 hours in 30 minutes a day. So let's take a quick look at an example. Saw Apple being with some dynamic price action dating back to January of 2022. We saw price action compress. We got some bear signals, we got some bull signals, but for the most part, we were pretty range bound, trading in between $174 and about $131 a share. The big move came when we finally broke up through the bottom of this range at about $138 a share. StocksBuddy gave the bull signal. Phenomenal. The price then pushed all the way to about $157 a share, at which point, as you can see right here, StocksBuddy gave a take profit signal, but it did not give a bearish signal, signaling that the trade may be dead and gone. It simply said, this is an excellent place to take profit based on my calculations, and that's that. So with any trade, my personal strategy is to take risk off as the trade continues to go up. So in this example, here's how I would have used StocksBuddy, and did on this trade, ironically. You buy long here, $138. As we go up to about $150, we're up at least 10% on the equity position. I would be scaling out and taking some profit when StocksBuddy gives me the indication that it is time to take some profit, but I am not exiting the position. Now, I remember this trade specifically because I was in it. StocksBuddy stop loss puck adjusted to about $146, meaning once this breakout occurred, it was looking for $146 to $144 to hold so that the trade could see continuation. Now, obviously, the stop loss puck is dynamic and it moves with the most recent price action, but you can venture along with me into your imagination to understand what I'm saying. The beauty of this indicator is that it indicated that continuation is still very much possible, and as you can see, since it held above that range, it proceeded to run to about $200 a share in July of 2023, meaning you didn't miss a minute of that upside, which as a new trader nearly 7 years ago, one of the biggest problems for me was not knowing when to cut my losses, number one. Number two is not knowing when to let my profits continue to roll roll, compound, and grow. Using this indicator, I don't need to do a lot of that thinking. I simply need to let the math do the talking, let the indicator give me a nice visual representation that helps me understand what I need to do. So again, in this example, the bull signal came at 137 and it continued bullish until we got the bear signal at about $196 a share, meaning that singular trade alert averaged about $70 in appreciation per share. I mean, the stock price went up by about $70 at that time, which is nearly 50% from $138 a share. Phenomenal trade in less than 6 months. You don't see that in the buy and hold and index fund market. You just don't see returns like that. But this indicator is in a world of its own. Now, a second feature that I'd really like to detail here that's really amazing is you can see these very thin lines, as you can see from the entry to the take profit signal and the short signal, right? What you're going to go ahead and do is click right here, draw a trend line. We're going to go from the bottom of this, we're going to trace right along this line. This is the beauty, is a second grader could do it. And we're going to trace along that line. Now, here's what's cool. You look at this price action here. We didn't break trend support until we violated this line right here, which then it went very bearish. The cool thing is for those of you that really are interested in technical analysis but have always struggled with drawing support and resistance lines, you now have that advantage right at your fingertips, and you don't even have to learn a new skill because you already know how to trace something. Let's look at one of the best examples here. If we draw from this line, we just trace right along that line right there. Let's say we go back in time to January of 23 and we see Apple pushing up. We see the bull signal. Okay, cool. As you can see here, as it pushes up, this was the break of resistance in which we saw the massive continuation of the appreciation in the stock price. Now you know, oh wow, I was able to draw this resistance line. I'm able to get the buy indicator, but I also know that if Apple breaks this resistance line, there's a lot more upside on the table for me. Another opportunity for you to maintain that position in continuation, capitalize on your original investment without selling too early or holding too long. Feature that I absolutely love. In any instance, here are the two core elements you need to understand with this indicator. You have a bullish entry and a bearish entry. Bullish meaning we're going long in the position. We really like it with upside here. Bearish meaning it's time to go short. We're going to see some downside in the stock's price. And as you can see, go back in time and back test win after win after win after win. This indicator is phenomenal. In just a moment, I'm going to walk you through the intermediate stage just to show you the variation and difference in changing the sensitivity of the indicator. So again, we go right back up here, highlight StocksBuddy, click the gear icon, and we're going to switch this over to intermediate. Now, if you'll notice, go ahead and do that again. I'm going to move this so you guys can see. As I switch it from beginner to intermediate, notice the trend lines move, the bullish and bear signals move, and some of the take profit signals move. Here's what you missed. As you can see, our original bullish entry came right here on the beginner setting at about $138 a share. It has since moved since we changed the sensitivity of the indicator to $134 a share. An even earlier entry with an even greater gain. Now, why did that happen? Well, since the indicator can be adjusted based on sensitivity, as you scale up from beginner to intermediate to advanced, you are also scaling up the level of risk that you are taking in each of these indicated trades if you choose to take them. Meaning StocksBuddy is making a calculation to determine that this might be one of the better entries. However, it's also factoring in a larger threshold of risk. And now let's move up to the advanced stage and see what the difference there is. As you can see, the indications are even more different and varied than the first two stages. Again, I'm going to flip back and forth just so you can see the differences here. We've got a bullish signal here, and then we've got a re-entry signal, another cool feature I'll talk about in just a second right here. And once we change to advanced, we've got bull and then another bullish with, again, the take profit from the bear signal, which we didn't have in the early settings. So what this means is, as you move up to this advanced stage, which you will get to in using this indicator for a period of time, you start to get a better understanding of how to trade these markets in the intraday price action. Again, we're on the weekly chart here, so we're looking at larger time frames with more data included. However, this indicator will adjust to any time frame. So as we're looking at the advanced stage here, we're getting an even earlier entry than the first two settings, right? We have entry at $128 a share, nearly $10 less per share than the beginner setting, which means there is nearly 7 to 8% additional gains for those using the advanced setting, because again, it factored in a riskier trade, although still a very calculated trade. It added in and introduced a little more risk to the trade. So again, for those of you that are new, I would stick to the beginner setting until you're nailing these trades day in and day out so that you can get a simple, easy to understand trade that you can make great money on and continue to build your account and your knowledge base. So one signal that we didn't mention, which we saw on the intermediate and advanced stages of the indicator, was this smaller smaller titled entry with a small green triangle pointing up. This is a really cool feature. And again, as you go to the settings, you can adjust to eliminate these from the view, or you can add more in. I like to keep my view simpler, so I have taken off some of the secondary entry indicators because I like to stick to the trade and maintain my conviction based on the original entry. But again, to each their own. This is the beauty of this indicator. Based on what you want to do, you adjust the indicator to serve you in the way that you trade. So in looking at this, this is the secondary entry indicator. This basically means, hey, if you miss this first bull signal, here's your second opportunity to take a bullish position because it has still maintained that bullish strength to the upside. And once again, we're going to use the trend line feature, which is phenomenal. If we start right here, again, see this line right here? We're going to trade. We're going to, draw this right across that line. This is a beautiful thing. So as we trace that line, we now have a trend line that has been drawn for us. We're just extending it past that point. Here's the beauty. That second entry was right off that trend support bounce. So StocksBuddy was calculating this all in the background, understanding that, okay, this is trend support. We just got a strong support test that was successful, meaning the price didn't break that support, it held that floor, and now we're going to keep walking up. So if you miss that first bullish indicator, you're not missing the trade because you're getting the secondary entry indication that tells you, hey, there's still more upside here if this is a trade that fits your risk profile. And as you can see from that point at 144 a share, this continued to run again all the way up to nearly $200 a share. That secondary entry feature is really cool. I really enjoy that, and it's a great thing for those of you that are looking at plays and maybe you don't have the conviction to take the first indicator, but you see it running and then you want to get back in and you decide, hey, secondary entry is good enough for me, I'll take it. So let's focus on the dynamic stop loss feature because that is, I think, one of the most essential pieces to building this that really makes it stand apart from anything else you'll see on the market, because very few indicators will actually give you the opportunity to manage risk in the most effective way. This does. So here's how it works. As you can see, StocksBuddy gave a bearish indicator. That was on Monday, September 25th of 2023, which is today, today is November 3rd. So this was about a month ago, right? Bearish signal was there. We have a secondary entry listed right here, again, for the same bearish signal, meaning the stock tried to push up, failed against resistance. So you had two opportunities if you missed the first one. Here's the best part. This blue indicator is the stop loss. So if you took the short trade at 177 and you were expecting downside from here, or you took the secondary entry on the short trade at $182 a share, you now can set your stop loss or risk cap. So I'm exiting the trade if it goes above or below this price. In the instance of a short trade, you want the price of the stock to go down. So your stop loss is going to be to the upside. You don't want to get turned upside down in a short position. So if the stock continues to push over $180 a share, that means StocksBuddy is predicting the trend will change and switch to the bullish side. It means there's going to be more upside. You don't want to be on the wrong side of a trade. So here's the beauty. If you took that entry at $182 a share, given the second entry, and you set your stop loss at $180 a share, you still made $2 a share. If your risk cap was cut and the stop loss was triggered, you now exited the trade, you still made money. Net positive, that's a great sign. But you're also ready for the bull signal, which again, if it breaks that, the indicator is calculating that there might be a change in trend. So if and when StocksBuddy flashes that bull signal, you're not ready for the long trade. The point here is that you should always be on the right side of the trade, whether it's long or short. You never want to be betting against the market. I learned early on from my mentor who's traded for over 30 years, the trend is your friend. Always follow the trend. And I've stuck by that. It's been my mantra, which made me successful trading for the last 7 years. Let's look at an even more fun variation of this. As we go right here on TradingView, we can select the time frame of the chart we're looking at. This is important because as you go up in sensitivity on the indicator, you can decrease to the smaller time frames of the chart because again, as you increase the sensitivity, you can take higher risk, more focused day trades. So as you grow as a trader, we're going to have some awesome educational materials coming to you guys soon in the coming months that will be sent to your email, the same email you use to purchase the indicator, that will help you get tuned up and ready to day trade in no time. So here's the cool part. This is in one trading day. StocksBuddy gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, a number of different entries from a day trading standpoint on the 3-minute chart. Now here are the settings I would focus on most. If you are a day trader, I think the StocksBuddy advanced setting works best on the 15-minute chart. That's what I personally use it. If you are day trading, again, this is for the more experienced traders, you want to use it on the 15-minute chart. As you can see here, it nailed entries and exits on a number of positions. It even highlights right there that this is the stop loss on the bullish entry, which was the most recent. To recap that, go to the settings. We can change our sensitivity here /experience level, which is basically the sensitivity, right? If we're a beginner, as you can see, now we have fewer signals, which means these are lower risk signals. So again, if you're starting out, I would stay on the beginner setting, and you can apply it to any time frame chart that you'd like. Now, based on the style of trading you're using, that's when you're really going to factor in this time frame factor on the charts. If you are someone who wants to simply buy and hold for a few days and see a better than average index fund return, I would strongly recommend using the daily chart with the beginner setting for swing trading positions. For example, some of the stuff we were just looking at was watching Apple from about 140 to trading off new highs. As we can see right here, the bull signal was given 148, and it continued to the upside until the bear signal was finally given at 166. Over a 10% return from March 2023 to April 2023. In 1 month, 10%. I believe to date, average index fund returns are merely 7 to 10% at best. This would be a 10% trade over 1 month. The swing trading capability of this indicator is unparalleled, and I highly recommend, once again, the beginner setting on the daily chart. Gives you your entries, secondary entries, and your exits all in one place on an easy to understand visualization on the TradingView platform. Other one that I would strongly consider is the monthly chart. Now, this is for those of you that are interested in the buy and hold investments. You want the long-term appreciation that most long-term investors enjoy. Here's how beautiful this indicator is. If you were using this in September of 2019, the bull signal was given when Apple was trading at $51 a share post-split adjusted price, right? Apple was trading at 51 post-split adjusted price. It continued with the secondary entry at 52, continued, and didn't give a take profit signal until it was at 145 a share, meaning that is almost 200% appreciation from September 19th, January of 22 years, over 100%. Unbelievable. Indicator is truly something else. Now, if we look at the bullish signal given when Apple's trading at 145 back in March, you can see that the stop loss puck is active. Now, here's the beauty. That stop loss puck has been there since we got our indication, and the cool thing is it absolutely nailed that as support. Apple seems to have held up for now right above 167 and seems to be picking back up to the upside. Phenomenal. Again, I'm still blown away that we were able to put together something that is so simple to use, so powerful. Beyond excited to share it with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to follow the email sequence that was detailed to you for any customer issues, or join some of our numerous social communities where we're talking about how we use this indicator in different strategies, different time frames, different trading tech. That's all for now. I appreciate you. Thank you for your business. I look forward to trading with you. Let's make